Well, ideally there is written communication, verbal, non-verbal and visual communication. So we ideally look into all, but sometimes it is more verbal and non-verbal in terms of how you present yourself, how you react to a question asked and the tone with which you answer the question. Sometimes you feel awkward in answering a question because the customer is putting a lot of questions, but you should be at ease, and body language and your verbal and your communication should be in sync with all what you're answering. You cannot be feeling arrogant, or you cannot answer abruptly in any question, because end of the day you are here to put through your point and get the work done. For that you should be patient enough. Also, when you do a presentation, mostly in the board meetings and all, your presentation skills, it can be in the form of a graphics, it can be in the form of a written, it can be in the form of verbal, but all said and done, you should be able to put the point through. So end of the day, the audience should understand what you're trying to put in. Also, I would like to tell one more point, that audiences differ, so presentation accordingly should change. Your tone with which you're speaking should change, your mannerism should change, your body language should change, and the most important thing is that you should also be able to listen what the other person is telling you, because you just keep on presenting, but if you're not listening what the other person is asking you, you will not be able to put the point through. So listening also carries the biggest point in. There are so many as such, but the most important is that most of the times the candidates or employees do not have the proper eye contact, because the biggest point is eye contact. If you have a confidence and if you have a good eye contact, you will be able to put through your point to the audience you're addressing to. Sometimes to put through your point, you need not shout in a open meetings or with your colleagues and subordinates. You can also put your point through a hard stare or silence also. So freshers, they are mostly nervous, they will not have a good eye contact, and they will fear or get scared in answering those questions. These are the common mistakes which we find in freshers. I would advise them to be more confident in answering these questions. When you go to the employees who are, or your colleagues or your subordinates who are working, they are more confident in answering their questions, but sometimes they don't listen to what the other person is trying to communicate, because they are more overconfident and they feel that they know everything, so they tend to be a little complacent in terms of understanding what the other person is communicating, and sometimes do not understand the point. There, people who want to really succeed should try to listen more and understand what the other person is trying to communicate, and should not feel offended or belittled thinking that the other person is trying to prove a point when communicating something. Ideally it doesn't happen like that, but some people feel that he is trying to prove a point and he is trying to dominate me in the open forum. That is where miscommunication happens and internal team conflicts happen. This is where people should be more patient and be listening more rather than trying to prove a point.